Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, I'm going to be going over all the confirmed and also very likely restocks for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and all that good stuff that should be ongoing all throughout this week. We actually do have a few pretty big confirmed locations. We have some places that are very overdue and very likely, and as well, just a lot of locations that'll probably have some pretty good, at least somewhat available stock for all of you guys out throughout this week. Now, we've been kind of coming off like a really dry about month and like a half, in all honesty. So some of these locations have actually not dropped in over a month. So we've actually had a very dry period. But I do want to say I think we're slowly kind of getting into normal stock and normal stock ranges. And we should hopefully start getting a few more restocks mixed on in. I think a lot of that stuff will probably be tied into the fact that I think a lot of big retailers probably just had a very big Christmas and holiday, like kind of basically just stock arrivals. And they definitely flooded the market up pretty big. But I think right after they had a chance to go and like recover, and they kind of probably did like priority orders and all that stuff. So now that we had a little bit of a big lull, that could also mean that we have a lot more restocks. We may go cover this topic throughout a separate video throughout the week. But I just want to let you guys know this should be a pretty good one. We do already have some confirmed restocks from some pretty big locations. So let's go and dive into the video. As well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We've also been working a pretty good amount of gaming news all throughout these past few weeks. This stuff kind of pops on up. As well, also for the PS5 giveaway, we'll have that ending very soon. We'll maybe have one more last one as we're winding down the restock grind. We'll have to go and see. If you guys want one, leave a comment down below. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console Controller. We have the Twitter and Twitch if you guys want to go and follow and hang out on either or. We also have the Weeble. Sign up for Weeble. Deposit $100. Get a bunch of free stock and free money. Same with that Coinbase too as well. Leave a like if you guys found the video helpful. And let's go and dive on into it. It'll be a little bit more on the rambly side, of course, for sure. But I think we'll kind of go dive into the big boys. So first and foremost, I do want to go and dive into Walmart. Now, Walmart is actually a confirmed, at least from all of our information, unless something goes and changes throughout these next few days or whatever. But as of this time, right now of us making this video, Walmart for Thursday, this upcoming Thursday, the 24th, should have a confirmed PlayStation 5 disc, PlayStation 5 Digital, and Xbox Series X restock event. From all the initial leaks and times we saw from before, there's like a little bit of website changes, which we'll get to in a second. They like adjusted stuff and add some stuff, etc. Basically, they had the time for that day, the 24th, at noon EST, which should go be 11 o'clock Central, then also at the same time too as well, 10 o'clock Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific. So in case any of you guys are on the curious run for that one, usually Walmart Plus drops have been very good. A lot of folks have gotten their consoles, and I'd probably go and say that that'll be a very big enticing thing for all of us to sign up for. Walmart Plus is you have to have a paid membership. You cannot do the free trial. And then usually whenever the drop happens, you just go and find that exact time. You reload on your app or your website. And as you go and reload, it basically puts you into the queue system for all this stuff. And as you go get the queue system, you basically have a chance to go get your consoles. If you're lucky, they usually have a drop time from like 5 to 35 minutes or so. And I will go and say it has been over a month since the last proper Walmart drop has happened. So I'd probably in all honesty incentivize you guys to go pay the extra money, while paying like $13 for 1 month is kind of lame because you do have to do the paid version for it. I do want to let you guys know a lot, and I mean a lot of normal folks that are not botters and scalpers usually do go get some good hits when it comes to this Walmart drop. So I just want to let you guys all know, I would say commit to it. If you guys want to pay for it, get prepared for it. We'll probably have maybe like 2 or 3 more videos on it throughout the next few days. We might have a little bit more extra information or a little extra website changes or official website confirmations when we have a chance to. Basically, as I mentioned, Walmart on the website basically had a listing where every single object on the website did go and have like a Walmart Plus drop event going on pretty soon, blah. Even tomatoes and bananas. But then we did go and have an official email. So right now there was an email sent out to Walmart Plus subscribers that did go and confirm it. It had the pictures with the consoles, the PS5 and Xboxes, and based on the previous times that were mentioned on the website that was kind of broken / glitched, it was also saying it was at noon. So there is a chance for it to be a subject to change time. I will let you guys change it up on like Twitter or on YouTube and all that stuff on a separate video. I'll keep you guys in the loop the best we can. We're also trying to find some Xbox Series X Halo Infinite Edition information if we can. So if we do, we'll give you guys more details on it. So like I said, good luck on that one. Usually one will be good. We'll have more information on that throughout these next few days, especially. Now, part 2 of all the drops we'll be watching throughout this week. Target. Now, Target's a little bit of a good one because they actually had a drop not that long ago for PlayStation 5 consoles. But that drop was very many. Like, we're talking like 3 to 10 consoles if we were lucky for that drop itself. So Target's going to be a big one because there's actually stock arrivals and stock movement that happened even as of early as of last Friday. There was a very, very small, there's no chance. Like, I'd probably say it was like a good 50-50. I was recommending people, if you want to be awake for it, just be like around and be aware for it. But it did not go and happen on Friday. So with stock and stock movement, we're going to be watching for maybe another update video throughout today. If you guys do want to wait for that stuff, make sure you guys are subscribed. But Target, with them having stock and them also having a pretty good amount of stock moving around, like in the 30s, 40s, etc., depending on the store and warehouse area, I'd probably go and say this drop is looking also pretty much confirmed. Now, I don't want to always go put confirmed. So this Walmart's like 99% confirmed. Target will maybe put like a nice 90, let's say 95%, because it is looking very likely, mainly because it didn't drop last week and the stock is there, etc., etc. But when it comes to Target, we'll be watching on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I do think the likelihood is a little bit more on the Wednesday side because if stock's already there and stock's been moving, it does kind of bump up quite a bit more in terms of like just the potential. Like, it makes sense. It literally makes sense. So maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 6 a.m. Central to 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Central. So we usually been kind of seeing the hotspot around 6:30 Central to around 6:45-ish Central. Usually Target does update the website like around a half hour beforehand. So if you guys are up early on like East Coast side or just up in general waiting for your consoles, I'd probably go and say, see if the website listing gets updated or someone like talks about it, etc., etc. And then if you guys are, that means the drop is pretty much imminent. They do the same kind of format and style almost every single drop. So as we mentioned, we'll probably have more information throughout the week, but a Target drop is looking extremely, extremely likely. Where if you guys, for some odd reason, don't get like a Target drop, maybe a Walmart Plus drop, would also be a nice little combination factor. So keep that in mind. Those are going to be the big ones we'll be watching throughout this week. We'll maybe even have an update throughout today if we have a chance to. So all around good stuff. PS5 Digitals and Xbox Series X's, they do also sometimes drop at the same exact time, although a little bit more on the smaller side. So we'll kind of watch and see if there's any stock movement with that. PS5 Digitals are usually very small. I almost always recommend you guys just go for the PS5 disc editions. PS5 Digitals instantly sell out quicker. They have better scalping price markups. And as well, they just don't can make as many, so it kind of stinks. Xbox Series X's, they also sometimes do drops in combination with it. It depends on the store and stock and all of that. But also don't forget, a lot of stores just sporadically just end up getting their own Xbox Series X stock in general. Where if you just go to your local Target store, they'll have stock available. So call your local tech area, tech center, and all that stuff. And you guys should be able to go get some good, easy consoles that way, just from going for the walk-ins. Now, as well, for walk-ins, we're going to go talk about now the next one, which is on GameStop. So I'm going to make this video just a little bit before the drop itself actually happens, although there should have been, you guys can leave a comment down below, there should have been a drop going on for GameStop as of today at 10 o'clock. So around 45 minutes ago or an hour ago or so. So just kind of depending, because these videos take a bit longer to make and upload, make sure the schedule's good, blah, 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 thumbnail, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I usually make these videos like a little bit so you guys can have the early day video in case something gets randomly missed into this one. But when it comes to GameStop, we should have had a drop at 10 o'clock. So you guys can leave a comment down below and see how it went or how it went, blah, blah, blah. It should ideally be an Xbox drop, so it might even be in stock by the time this video goes live and updated. So if you guys want to casually check up on Twitter, or as well, maybe just check their website. You guys can, if you guys would like to. We'll be watching to go and see if GameStop will be doing any PlayStation 5 drops too as well, mainly because it's always just that chance they could have maybe dropped one in tandem with it or throughout the rest of the week. We haven't seen GameStop do too much on the PS5 or PS5 bundle side, which does kind of stink a little bit, but at least we're kind of watching that in general. But when it comes to that one, we also are seeing GameStop doing Xbox Series X walk-ins too, still with some leftover stock. We had a drop that was on 2/18. I kind of mentioned that a lot on my Twitch channel and also YouTube channel, all that stuff, that people have been getting their Xboxes quite a bit. So if you guys do want to go and check on all those stock, feel free to. Call your local store. Some stores are not requiring pro membership when it comes to the walk-in event. So if you guys want to pick up their consoles, we've still been seeing loads of folks stating that their stores are still having stock. Especially a little bit better too, especially if this GameStop drop didn't really go that good for you guys, which kind of gives you guys a good chance to go and see how the stock kind of goes and movement and all that type of good stuff. So keep on the lookout for that one. We have still been hearing little baby bits and murmurs of another PlayStation 5 walk-in event. It's in regards for the GameStop stores, their bundles and apply for pro members. Although this is not set in stone as of yet, we'll give you guys more details throughout this week if we have more employee leaks or information or other stuff mixed on in. But when it comes to that stuff, GameStop usually has been pretty good with walk-ins, although the bundles do kind of stink. Online drops, fine enough, not so much. So definitely be on the lookout for that one. And also we'll kind of see how the Xbox drops kind of go all throughout this as the drops kind of ongoing. Now as well for other various stuff too as well. And in case there was any weird kind of middle ground, like a weird 8 a.m. drop or something like this for Amazon, you guys can always skip ahead. But when it comes to Amazon for the PS5, extremely overdue. PS5 Digital, extremely overdue. When it comes to also Xboxes, massively overdue. So we'll be watching Amazon throughout this week. If we see any more leaks or rumors or movements or anything of the sort, we'll let you guys go and know. Amazon has kind of been slacking though when it comes to stock and stock movement from it, which does kind of stink. So we'll let you guys know from that one. Although all the other regions this past like 2 weeks have done restocks and have sold stock and have had stock and just pretty much everything in between. So Amazon will be a pretty good one to be watching, especially throughout this week. They've done like 10 a.m. drops, 11 a.m. drops, noon drops, 5 p.m. drops, midnight drops. Although it usually kind of seems like they're dropping like the 11 a.m. drop range or so. Part 2 on Amazon is we actually been hearing a little bit more rumors on the Amazon stores, like the walk-in stores. So in case any of you guys need more stuff, we might have a separate video throughout these next 2 or 3 days where they might be having some extra stock arrivals and stock movement when it comes to them in stores. So if you just want to go, if you guys are near one or check them on out, we've been hearing a little bit more of an uptick on rumors for that. We'll give you guys more details as time goes on. And as well, last but not least, is on Best Buy's side. So once again, if there's any weird drop that happened between this or earlier on, don't mind that. But Best Buy has been doing 2 things. Number one has been on their walk-ins. Where their walk-ins, they've had a few select stores that have been hosting and getting PlayStation 5 stock. Kind of just depends on the area and location, if it's an event store, if the employees have stock, if there's leftover stock, or whatever it is. When it comes to the PlayStations, we haven't seen as much, like we kind of had a big taper off for walk-in rumors and pops off, so keep that in mind. But when it comes to the PlayStation 5s, we have been seeing that, so keep on checking your local stores or calling your stores or event stores to see if they have any PlayStation 5s on the shelves or for walk-ins. But as well for online, we have not had a Best Buy walk-in or a Best Buy online drop in quite some time. A lot of these locations, as I mentioned, have been very more on the chiller and quieter side. So Best Buy, we'll be watching them at any point throughout this week, 9 a.m. to around the 6 p.m. range, give or take. All those locations, all those stock, all those movements, we'll be watching that, especially for warehouses or stock arrivals. But when it comes to that, it's just been so overdue. We've seen a lot of Total Tech stuff on Mondays, although Total Tech's been kind of slowly tapering on off. Both PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X's are extremely overdue, and I'd probably say a lot more Xbox Series X's this week seem likely, mainly because we've had a chance to see like Microsoft and other various locations, such as like the GameStop double Xbox drop, having extra available stock. So if you guys are trying to get your Xboxes, probably pretty big throughout this week especially. So watch for that, wait for that, go and check and see. From any day, I usually do see Best Buy be pretty favored on the Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, although we have seen them do stuff on Monday, Tuesdays, 9 a.m. to around 5 p.m. or so, give or take. So all these locations are looking pretty big. Like all these big spots are looking pretty nice, pretty solid. I'm just going to keep you guys in the loop the best we can if we see more stock and stock movements for that one. But especially at Walmart and Target, extremely high. Best Buy, pretty high, although not as high as before. And GameStop as well, at least had some stuff movement already. And same with the walk-in stuff too, floating around. As well, when it comes to PS Directs, we usually have not seen any PS Directs today, although we have actually had them even as of last week. So we'll be watching to see those. Usually Tuesdays and Wednesdays are good things. Whenever we do have a chance to see a PS Direct email showing up, we'll 100% leave and make a YouTube video and let you guys go and know, because I just want you guys to get your consoles. It's always the good stuff. And as well too, same with Microsoft stores. They do sometimes on occasion send out emails and let us all kind of know how everything's kind of floating around. So it should be good, should be solid, and I can't wait to go and see more of you guys get your consoles through that route. Now for other various mid-tier locations and also stock arrivals and walk-ins and blah, blah, blah. So when it comes to this stuff, Anton Lime, they'll say did a random drop throughout today, is kind of overdue, especially for the PlayStation 5s. PS5 disc and PS5 digital bundles. I'd almost be surprised that there is not one throughout this week, usually from Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to around the 6 p.m. range. They have also been doing some Xbox drops, Xbox Series S drops, and also did GPUs. So those are slightly more on the unlikely side this week, unless they want to work it on in or have extra stock arrivals. So be on the lookout for them for their bundle side. Same thing too with GameFly. They have not done a drop as of last week. They're on the middle overdue side. It kind of seems like 2 to 3 weeks is their usual cycle when it comes to stock and stock movement. So it can be a walkout for them. You do have to be a GameFly member though to get their stock and see their stock for it. Always a reminder for the Newegg day-to-day shuffles where they do go and have their shuffles and they have a chance to get PS5 and Xboxes, GPUs, and other various things all tied on in, which is always very nice to go and see. Now the other things for this one as well will be up on, say, Kind of depends if you're going to go for the walk-ins or not. But Costco might actually have another walk-in event planned up for a few select store locations. We'll be watching for that. But as well, Costco has done at least the PS5 drop not that long ago. Xbox Series X's are a little bit more on the likely side, although we have sometimes seen Costco do back-to-back PS5 drops, like back-to-back weeks. So at any point, usually more in the earlier morning hours, anytime before, like, say, 2 p.m., it's typically their Costco's range. You have to be a Costco member too as well, so keep that in mind. On top of that, too, when it comes to Sam's Club has not dropped in like 2 months. So the fact that Walmart's getting some stock does bump up the likelihood for them as well. PS5 and Xbox Series X bundles, both extremely overdue when it comes to them. Usually that's more on Wednesdays and Thursdays, more so on Thursday nights, usually around like anytime past like 5 p.m. onwards, sometimes like 8 or 9 p.m. That just depends on that, depends on the time in general. So as well, when it comes to other various locations, there's always those chances for, like, say, a Verizon, Lenovo's, BH Photos, Sony, like, type of, like, picture connections, like Photoshop stores, etc., etc. We usually sometimes see them kind of work on in. We haven't seen any, like, really random weird spots like the Endormos, etc., having any extra available stock for it. As well now, we also do sometimes see BJ's online for store stock, etc. We have seen them doing a lot of walk-ins, which we'll cover up in a second, but we have kind of watch them just in general. So BJ stores, be on the lookout for them just in case you guys want to. For them, sometimes do the online drops. All those locations you have to have a membership for, as we went and covered. Sometimes they have been doing kind of open to everyone too as well. And same with military online, we do sometimes see that. As I mentioned, though, we have been seeing quite a few walk-ins floating around. BJ's, as we just mentioned, we've been seeing loads of folks still getting them, although it has kind of tapered off. We'll watch it throughout the week, and we'll give you guys more updates if we see more stuff as well. But for BJ stores, for PlayStation 5s, we still have been seeing them receiving quite a few of the Ratchet and Clank bundles kind of floating around. So it's always very nice to see that one in case you guys want to check your local stores, if you guys are a member or on the East Coast side. As well, we also have not seen them do any Xbox Series X walk-ins, although with GameStop having loads of stock, the likelihood does bump up quite a decent amount. So keep on checking on those local in-stores in case you just want to check and see. It's always okay to go call your local store too as well and see if they have any extra leftover available stock. Myers has always been very consistently now trying to get stock every week or two, give or take. It's like last week they had a little bit. It was a little bit more of a BJ's focus for this past, like, probably 2 weeks or so. Myers has been getting stock. They had a stock arrival on Sunday, so it might be worth checking your local stores today. Although every store, it kind of depends on the area, depends on the employee, depends on the stock and all that stuff. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Kind of depends on the location. So letting you guys all know we have been watching them. Check your stores, give them a call, pick up some groceries or whatever you guys want to go and do. But once again, though, with President's Day happening all throughout today, some places might be a little more on the chiller side. And as well might affect some stock and stock arrivals throughout the week. Fred Meyers, we have seen on-off PlayStation 5s, not so much as last weekend. They might have some little stock arrivals for it. And in case you guys want to check and see, we have been seeing Xbox Series S's for sale, though, on occasion these local locations, sometimes even underpriced. Kroger's also might have a chance for an online drop. They did an online drop not that long ago. There's always a chance, too, sometimes they do online drops. They have quite a bit more of an uptake when it comes to walk-ins, too, as well. So I'm going to use that as a good reference. PC Richards, we have not seen much more updates when it comes to PS5s or Xboxes. And Dorma, we haven't seen any more major big updates, but they always had a chance for random drops. Verizon walk-ins, we haven't had any more major updates. HEB as well down in the south for Xboxes, not much more updates. Staples have had a few reports of Xbox Series S's, which does go and bump up the likelihood of any PS5 bundles and Xbox Series X bundles floating around. Although as of right this second, we're still have to wait and go and see where the stock might be popping on off. Although we have kind of been more so focused on the GameStop stuff and all the big boy retailers, they usually do have a lot more extra stock and all good movement. And kind of to wind down the video itself, obviously make sure you guys are subscribed and thank you guys so much for watching. We also had a pretty big focus on the UK and Canada these past 2 weeks, as America has been more on the drier side. So just letting you guys all know, we'll be watching them and kind of seeing, but this should be a pretty good week for almost all of us out here, especially with both confirmed and also extremely likely drops all throughout this week. So if you guys are ready, hopefully a lot of you guys watching this video will have a chance to go get your consoles and hopefully have a fantastic and lovely weekend and a weekday itself. As I mentioned, if you guys are working or not, I hope you guys have a fantastic day and enjoy your break and vacation. And as well, we'll get really good restock videos and updates and news all throughout this week. Same with gaming news too as well. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. As well, for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway, Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console, and controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, a link down below. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100, you go get a bunch of free stock and free money. And then Coinbase too as well, link down below. As I mentioned, we'll have a lot more videos all throughout this week, but on top of that too, we'll probably actually have a little bit more updates on the giveaway winner and also kind of have a little more stuff going on too as well. So just want to let you guys know I appreciate you guys so much for being a part of my community and my also YouTube channel itself. And I hope this week will be a good week for all of you guys out there, especially since we have all these consoles coming on in. Have a good rest of your days, good rest of your nights, and we'll have a few more videos all throughout today, so be on the lookout for them. And thank you guys all so much for watching.